and first graded quiz. Last lecture was about motion in one-dimensional case and equation of motion. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if there is no question, then we can start from next topic. Basically, the topics was projectile motion. Before going to the projectile motion, solve some problem related to the equation of motion. The equation, there was 4 equations. First one was v equal to u plus at. Second one was s equal to ut plus half at square. And third one was v square equal to u square plus 2as. And last one was s equal to v plus u by 2 into t. Okay. So just wait. Okay. So equation from 4 equation, let's solve some problems. Question number 1 is given. A object is moving from stationary state, okay, and after t equal to 5 seconds, velocity of the object calculated just v equal to say 12 meter per second. Okay, 12 meter per second. Then from this, find out the acceleration of that object. So if the initially the object is moving in stationary state, which means the initial velocity is 0, because initially the object is in stationary state, basically unstable. So that's why u equal to 0 meter per second. Now if we try to find out the acceleration, we have to use v equal to u plus at formula. Okay, v equal to u plus at. Then from this we can say a equal to v minus u by t. Then we can say 12 minus 0 divided by 5, and it will be 2.4. Okay, 2.4 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration. Now if the same question is given, just question is like that, find out the displacement at t equal to 5 seconds. So first we have to find out the acceleration, because we know that displacement equation is just like that: v square equal to square plus 2as e square plus 2as, or you can say another equation was like that: s equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, and the question is given basically at certain time t equal to 5. So we have to use this formula: s equal to ut plus half at square. Then you can say initial velocity is 0, so that's why 0 into 5 plus half into, so acceleration. So acceleration is 2.4. If acceleration is not given, we have to find out the acceleration. 2.4 into 5 square. Okay, then it will be 25 into 2.4 divided by 2. Okay, then if we calculate that, then we get the result, and the unit of the displacement is meter. Okay, so this is the basically just all of the informations will be given in questions, that just you have to put the values in this type of questions. Okay, so these are the mainly the procedure, mainly the question pattern for equation of motion. Okay, now let's talk about the equation in two-dimensional case. So these are the equation of one-dimensional case. Now if we consider the two-dimensional case, say like that, xy, okay, xy axis. So in that case, if we throw an object like that, so in this case, the motion of that object is called projectile motion. Okay, so the motion of that object is called projectile motion. Okay, projectile motion, and the object is called projectile. Okay, so in case of projectile motion, we have to use two-dimensional case, because if we throw an object upward direction, making an angle with horizontal plane, this is the mainly projection. Then if we consider this is the theta making angle with horizontal plane, then this motion of an object is called projectile motion. Okay, so in case of projectile motion, we have to consider two-dimensional case. Okay, because the motion is two-dimensional, then there will be two set of equations. Okay, so first is horizontal, and second is vertical. Okay, vertical. Now the thing is that here, in case of acceleration, we know that if velocity is constant, then the differentiation of velocity with respect to particular time gives the acceleration, and if the velocity is constant, then acceleration will be zero. Okay, and in case of projectile motion, the velocity in horizontal plane is remain constant. So v x is constant, so x represents the horizontal component, and vy is not constant. Vy will vary, because you know that if we throw an object, there will be an acceleration which is called acceleration due to gravity. Okay, if we throw an object upward direction, then there will be an acceleration which is called acceleration due to gravity. Then we can say acceleration along the x-axis ax is 0, and acceleration along the y-axis is considered acceleration due to gravity, which is g, and this acceleration is downward, and that's why we can consider negative sign. So ay is minus g. Okay, so these are the basic thing here. So this is the basic concept. Velocity along the horizontal plane remain constant, and along the vertical plane will change with respect to time depending on the acceleration due to gravity, and acceleration along the x-axis is 0, but acceleration along the y-axis is constant, which is minus g. Okay, if we compare the equation of motion with these two set of equations, say first equation is v equal to u plus at. Okay, now horizontal means x component and vertical means y component. Okay, so x component of this equation, say consider velocity, so we can just write down like that. If velocity is a zero quantity, then vxi plus vyj, vxi vyj, and initial velocity, if we consider v naught, not u, consider v naught, then we can say v naught x I plus v naught y j. So these are the mainly vector, velocity vector, initial velocity and final velocity vector. And similarly, in case of acceleration, acceleration will be axi plus ay. Okay, so in case of horizontal plane, this equation will be like that. Since we are considering x component, so vx is equal to v naught x minus, so not minus, plus acceleration along the x-axis is 0, so it is 0 into t, because acceleration along the horizontal plane is 0, so that's why you can say v x equal to v naught x. So you can write down just like that, v x equal to v naught x. So these are the mainly first equation in horizontal plane, and again we can say v naught x. So if we consider this is the velocity, initial velocity v naught, and the angle produced with positive x-axis is theta, then this component is called v naught x, and this component is called v naught y. Now, someone tell me what will be the value of V naught x? V naught x equal to what? If we consider this value with angle, particularly relation with sine cosine. So V naught x equal to what here? Anyone?
So x cos theta.
V naught cos theta, basically V naught cos theta. So here vector is V naught. So the magnitude is V naught. So magnitude into cos theta is the x component and magnitude into sine theta is the y component. So that's why V naught cos theta is the x component, V naught x. So you can write down the equation like that: Vx equal to V naught x, or Vx equal to V naught cos theta. Okay, V naught cos theta. So this is the first equation. By using this equation, you can find out the velocity, x component of the velocity at a certain time. Okay, and here this velocity is constant, so not depending on the time. So if you consider the velocity, x component of the velocity at that point, at that point, or at that point, or at that point will remain constant. Okay, so basically is vx, this is the direction of vx, this is the direction of vx, and this is the direction of vx. So all vx are constant here. Okay, so velocity along the x-axis is constant. Then vx equal to v naught cos theta. Okay, then vertically you can write down this equation like that: vy equal to v naught y minus, so acceleration along the y plane is minus g, so that's why you can say minus g t. So vy equal to v naught y minus gt. You can write down like that as a component from, or you can write down like that: vy equal to v naught sine theta, because v naught y is v naught sine theta minus gt. Okay, so this is the first equation. By using this equation, you can find out the time to gain a particular uh, velocity along the y component, or you can also find out the velocity at a certain time, y component of the velocity at a certain time. Okay, so this is the equation in vertical plane. So first equation. Now second equation is equal to ut plus half at square. Okay, now in xy plane we consider the s is displacement, so that's why in horizontally we consider x minus x naught, and vertically we consider y minus y naught. Okay, so x minus x naught basically the displacement, or you can use s only. So x minus x naught is equal to v naught xt, and here since acceleration is 0, then second part is 0, so plus 0. So no need to write down this part because this part is 0. So we can write down like that: x minus x naught is equal to v naught cos theta into t. Okay, so from this equation you can easily find out the horizontal range. So this is x minus x naught is called horizontal range, so you can write down like that: r equal to v naught cos theta into t. Okay, v naught cos theta into t. So this is the horizontal range. In horizontal plane is the equation, and in vertically you can say y minus y naught, is equal to v naught y t minus half g t square, because in horizontal vertically acceleration is minus g. Okay, now you can write down y minus y naught as the height h. H is equal to v naught sine theta, because v naught y is a y naught sine theta into t minus half gt square. Okay, so these are the four equations in horizontal plane and vertical plane, and the remaining one equation is how can we find out the maximum height. So h max is equal to v naught sin theta square divided by 2g. Okay, divided by 2g. So this equation basically comes from v square equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, so just remember that part. So you have to memorize these four equations. First one is vx equal to v naught cos theta. Second one is vy equal to v naught sin theta minus gt. Third one is r equal to v naught cos theta t, h equal to v naught sin theta t minus half gt square, and finally h max is equal to v naught sin theta square divided by 2g. These are the five equations. How can we find out the different variables in projectile motion? Okay, let's solve a problem related to these topics. Say the object is thrown like that. Okay, then initial velocity is given v naught. V naught is given, so magnitude of this velocity is given, say 32 meter per second. Okay, 32 meter per second, and the angle produced with horizontal plane is given theta equal to say 40 degree, okay, or 42 degree, and at a certain time t equal to 5 second, find out the height of the projectile. Okay, so at t equal to 5 second you have to find out the height. Okay, so here the given informations are v naught equal to 32, theta equal to 42 degree, and t equal to 5 seconds. So if you try to find out the height which is related with the horizontal vertical plane, so you have to use the vertical equation. So vertical equation which is related to the height is a is equal to v naught sin theta into t minus half g t square. So here all of the informations are given: v naught, theta, t, g. So if you just put the values here, we can easily find out the height. So if you put the values and calculate, then you will get the height h, and the unit of the height is in meter. Okay. Now if the question is given, find out the horizontal range. So r equal to what? Okay, r equal to what? So the equation is here v naught cos theta into t. Now the thing is that v naught given, theta given, so we have to calculate the time t. So this t and this t are not same. If you put the value of t equal to 5 seconds, then you will get the range at a certain 5 seconds. So say the projectile is in that point at 5 seconds. So the height, this height is h. So this height, and this range is basically x. Okay, so this is not the horizontal range. Horizontal range means the total path covered by the projectile. So you have to find out this length. Okay, if you use t 5 seconds, then just you will get this length r h x basically. Okay, so if you try to find out the horizontal range, in this case you have to find out the time, total time. Okay, so in that case total time, height is 0, so that point to that point, so you have to use this formula: a is equal to v naught sin theta into t minus half gt square. Okay, gt square. So here, and in that case height is 0, because the initial point in vertical plane and the final point are same, so that's why their height is 0. Then if you put the values here, say 32 sine 42 degree minus half GT only, because just we take common t. Okay, so t cannot be 0, so that's why just we are consider this part is 0. Okay, this part is 0. So there is a common t here. Okay, just common t here. So t cannot be 0, so that's why this part must be 0. Okay, from that equation you can easily find out the t, and you have to use g as a 9.8. 9.8. Now if you put the value of t here, you can easily find out the horizontal length. Okay, and if the question is given, find out the final velocity. So what is the final velocity of that projectile? Find the projectile hit the ground. Okay, so at in that case you have to find out the velocity like that, vxi plus vyj. Okay, so you have to find out the x component and y component, not only the y component. Okay, most of the times just most of students calculate the value of vy only. Okay, so you have to calculate vx and vy. Okay? So then v naught cos theta, v naught cos theta I plus v naught sin theta minus gt j. Okay, then you can easily find out the magnitude. This is in vector form. Okay, and here t, this t will be the time calculated from that equation. Okay, so these are the procedure. How can we find out the different variables in projectile motion? If the question is given, find out the maximum height is max, then you have to use is max equal to v naught sin theta square divided by 2g. Okay, okay, so these are the all about projectile motion. Now do you have any question regarding this projectile motion? Anyone? Okay, now tell me, if the velocity of a projectile is given like that, 2y minus 3j, from that information just tell me, is that projectile cross the maximum height or not? Anyone? The velocity of a projectile is given like that, v equal to 2y minus 3j at a certain time, and from that information just tell me, is that particle cross the maximum height or not, and explain also. Anyone? Okay, now let's talk about the velocity. This is the maximum height. Okay, this is the maximum height. So what will be the velocity at maximum height? Just tell me that information. So what will be the velocity at maximum height? Anyone? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I'm explaining. Velocity at that point will be the only velocity x component, because at the highest point y component will be 0. Now if you throw an object on the upward direction, so in that case there is no x component. If we throw an object upward direction, so perpendicularly upward direction, so in that case you can say the velocity at the highest point is 0, because there is no x component and y component is 0, that's why 0. But if you throw an object making an angle theta with x-axis, so in that case you have to calculate both x component and y component. Okay, so since x component remain constant, so that's why at the maximum height there will be x component. Okay, now let's draw the component of velocity. So at that point velocity, say this is the velocity, so this velocity has two component, vx, and that y is vy. And if you consider at that point this velocity like that, vx, vy, and this is the highest point. Now here velocity like that, and this is the Vx, and this is the Vy, and say that point velocity like that, Vx, Vy. So from that figure we can say that velocity before highest point has positive y component, and velocity after highest point has negative y component. Okay, so here, because velocity y component on the velocity is downward, here is also downward, and the highest point y component is 0, and before the highest point y components are positive. So here y component of the velocity is negative, so here Vy is negative, Vy is negative. So from that information we can say that since the y component of the velocity is negative, this projectile cross the highest point. Clear? Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So conceptual question will be like that. Okay, say velocity is given at a certain point, you have to tell that is that particle cross the highest point or not. Okay, okay, so these are the main ideas about projectile motion. Now do you have any question regarding this projectile motion? Okay, if there is no question, then I will go to the next topics, which is circular motion. So do you have any idea about circular motion? So what is the definition of circular motion? So definition is if an object moves in a circular path or circular arc, then the motion of the object is called circular motion. So say this is a circular path and a certain object is moving in a circular path, then we can say the motion of that object is circular motion. Or if we consider a circular arc like that, okay, so if just we consider a path like that, which is considered as a circular arc, then if the object is moving in circular arc, then the motion of that object is also called the circular motion. Okay, okay, so here we are going to discuss the uniform circular motion. Circular motion is two types. One is non-uniform, another is uniform, because if we consider the acceleration of that object, say the velocity of that object, if we consider the velocity is like that, 5 meter per second, 5 meter per second. Okay, so if the velocity of that object or speed of that object remain constant, then we can say the acceleration will be 0. But due to the change in direction, there will be acceleration which is called centripetal acceleration, and this centripetal acceleration is always towards the center. Okay, this is called centripetal acceleration a c, and here is also ac. And if you consider velocity like that, this is the velocity, and this is the velocity, and this is the velocity. And another thing is that another acceleration is involved here, which is called tangential acceleration. So tangential acceleration is towards the velocity, and we are not going to discuss this tangential acceleration. We are interested in only centripetal acceleration, which is produce a uniform circular motion. Okay, uniform circular motion. Okay, uniform circular motion. Okay, so in case of uniform circular motion, tangential acceleration is 0. Okay, just only centripetal acceleration is involved. So if the radius of the path is r, then we can say the total distance or periphery of this circular motion is 2 pi r, okay, and you can say the velocity is the distance divided by time travel. because velocity is equal to s by t, and we can say the distance covered 2 pi r, and here t is the time period. Okay, so time period, the definition of the time period is time required to complete one circle. Okay, time required to complete one circle. So t is the time required to complete one circle, and one circle is equal to 2 pi r. So then this is the procedure to find out the velocity. V equal to 2 pi r by t. If the radius and time period is given, you can easily find out the velocity, or if the velocity and radius of the path is given, you can find out the time period also. Okay, and centripetal acceleration is AC is equal to basically v square by r. V square by r, this is called centripetal acceleration and centripetal acceleration formula. And another thing is that the force which is producing this motion is called centripetal force, which is also toward the center. Fc is equal to m AC. This part is come from basically Newton's second law. According to the Newton's second law, we know that Fc equal to mac. Then Fc is equal to mv square by r. Okay, so these are the equations to describe the circular motion. Okay, so if the velocity and radius of an object, radius of the path is given, then you can easily find out the centripetal acceleration and also time period. Okay, and if the mass of the object is given, you can find out the centripetal force also. Okay, so these are the all about centripetal acceleration. So now, do you have any question regarding this centripetal acceleration? Okay, so if there is no question, then we can end our session. I'll discuss the remaining part of lecture 4, basically lecture 2 of week 2 in next discussion class. Okay, which was basically about Newton's law of motion, or particularly extension of the circular motion.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, I have a question regarding the quiz.
yes.
Sir, in the quiz, the question number 4 was there any right option or all the options are wrong? Sir, because
Okay, question number 4. Okay, so what was the question?
sir, actually I didn't hear it properly. Sir,
Okay,
it was
just wait.
the figure based question.
Okay, figure with question. Okay, just wait.
So we were asked to find the vector R,
Yeah,
Yes,
A
yes,
that's
and B
correct.
yes,
vector.
yes. Okay, okay, okay. So in that case, you have to use the vector addition rule. Okay, so you know that vector A, say the equation vectors are given like that. Just wait. I'm showing. Just wait. Mm, okay, so okay, so question was given like that. This is a vector, and here is a vector. Then you have to find out the remaining vector like that. Okay, so say the coordinate is given 5 3, and here is say 2 1. Okay, 2 1. Now this vector, you can write down this vector as a like that, 5i plus 3j, and this vector you can write down 2i plus j. Okay, And according to the vector addition rule, if we consider this is vector A, this is vector B, and this is vector R, then we can say vector B plus R is equal to vector A. Is it clear to you?
Sir, yes, sir. If we have to find out the R, then A
R.
minus B. It
Yes,
will
A
be.
minus B is
Sir,
this is like that.
the answer was minus 5y plus 3j, but there was no option. There was option. The option was 5y plus 3j. There was
Okay,
no
so
minus.
okay. So minus yes, minus 5y.
Plus 3j was the answer if this happens.
Okay. Minus
But
5y. Yes.
plus 3j. But in the
Plus 3y.
option there was no minus.
Okay. Okay, so there is a mistake. So I forgot to write the minus 5y plus 3j. Okay, so okay, I will consider this question. Okay, no problem. I will consider this question.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, so
Sir,
thank
I
you.
still can't join Slack.
Sorry.
আমি এখনো স্ল্যাকে জয়েন করতে পারছি না। আমি আপনাকে কয়েকবার
Okay.
মেইল দিয়েছি, মেবি আপনি নোটিস করেননি।
Just wait. Okay, I tried to add you the Slack channel. The answer was you are already in this channel, so that's why I
কিন্তু
cannot
স্যার আমি
invite you.
কোনো নোটিশও পাচ্ছি না। মানে ওই যে একদিন 7টা থেকে ক্লাস ছিল, তো আমি আসলে জয়েনও করতে পারছি না। আমি কি করব এখন?
Mm, if I think you can use another